What's going on, Jeromes? We're back. Daily Jeromes live stream. Happy Tuesday, 11 a.m.-ish Central Time, Monday through Thursday, talking Vikings, talking draft, talking all that stuff. So I got a lot of Q&A. Let's go. James Quayle. I'm getting kind of scared about the O-line next year. I feel like we're going to be trash at pass blocking. How are you feeling about it? Well, it could be fixed very quickly, but if they do nothing, we might have some problems. Spartus, if Zimmer got fired next year, do you think it's possible the Wolves would keep Spielman around because of familiarity, conformity, I think they would clean house, but I guess I could see a world where Spielman is allowed to pick his third different head coach. Man, that'd be weird, though, because remember, Childress was hired in 2006. Spielman came aboard for the 2007 draft. He went with Frazier after Chile was fired. He hired Zimmer, and then if he sticks around and hires another head coach, that'll be his third guy. That's exceedingly rare. Tad Skull. If 22-year-old Kirk Cousins was in this draft, everyone knew he was going to develop into the exact guy Kirk Cousins has been, when would he get drafted? I think that he would be a late first-round pick. So you knew that you were going to get exactly what you would get from him. I think that he would be outside the top 5 because the rest of them you're just betting on sheer potential. With Trey Lance, Mac Jones, Justin Fields, of course with Wilson and Lawrence. But you know exactly what you're going to get with Kirk. I think he'd probably be a late first-round pick. He'd go ahead of Mond and Mills, etc. Hunter Williams. Skull from Savage. Keep up the Geo content. Thank you. How would you like AVT to be on the Vikings? I'm fine with it. Where if Slater, Darisaw, and Penei Sewell are off the board, yes, I'm absolutely in. But if Slater or Darisaw are there at 14, I would prefer them over AVT. And I understand that would keep Ezra in at guard. Nah. But AVT, nah. People complain, all right, so the Vikings have a bad offensive line. I can't take a guard at 14. Yes, you can, when he's the best guard in the draft. So, yeah, I would be fine with them. Eric Anderson. If we somehow landed Micah Parsons, would any team be dumb enough to try and run the ball against us with him and Kendricks operating behind Pearson Tomlinson? They'll try, they'll fail, and then they'll get into clear passing downs, and then Danielle Hunter and DJ Wanham will eat. Ryan Topper. What do you think about Bo Nix next year? Bo Nix. At pick 32, would you rather see Kyle Trask, Kellen Mond this year at 78? All right, so would you rather have a late first-round pick quarterback next year or blah, blah, blah this year? I'll take my chances at 32. Yeah. But Bo Nix specifically, I'm not thrilled about Bo Nix. Where did he transfer? Because he was at Auburn. Where did he transfer to? Is he going to Florida State? Bo Nix. Or am I imagining things? Oh, never mind. He's staying at Auburn. Who's transferring? Someone transferred. Forget who it is. But Bo Nix is whatever to me. Who knows? Maybe he'll bust out this year. Next up, Miles. By the way, I remember I sent an email to Wabi about his Pick 6 mailbag. My question was if he ever watched your videos, and his answer surprised me because he recognized you even back then. Awesome. Siona Gona, thanks for what you do. Thank you for coming along. What is one memory you would choose to relive? I don't know, birth? That'd be kind of crazy. Like what we talk about, like actual like sentimental life, or talking about sports? We'll just stick with sports since we like to keep it light. Sports, I guess if he could just package the entire 98 season minus the ending. Because that was so fun, man. I mean, having your team go out there, put up 30, 40, sometimes even 50 points a game. Yeah, that was fun. Yeah, I would package that. Ben Niedenschue. Can you do a film room on our Shot Hill snaps at left tackle? Yes. Yeah, we'll do that. Football Talk US. Andy, when are you going to release your own mock draft? So we sporadically have been doing that. We'll release an official one sometime. Yeah. We'll do like a first round, and then we'll do a 7-round Vikings mock. Miles, how would you feel about Zimmer being fired, Stefanski being elevated back? Well, head coach, do you never said it? I was for it, but I think the wild card win over the Saints blunted that, where I think that it was a realistic scenario where Zimmer could have been fired or traded to Dallas before they hired Mike McCarthy, and then Kevin Stefanski would have been elevated head coach instead of him going to the Browns. Patrick Harms. I really don't know why we need an edge in the first round. We have Wanda Weatherly, offensive line, 100% need to put it on one. Yeah, and you see that as a trend amongst the national media jabronis, where you saw it last year with Yetter Gross-Meadows and AJ Epinesa. Oh, edge. Vikings, Zimmer, Patterson. Last year's pass rush was booty, but you forget. DJ Wanham as a rookie. No Daniil Hunter. And now you got Weatherly back in the fold. So, fair. Plus, I like Kwity Paye. I'm not like standing on the table for him. If he's a guy, I fully understand it. I like Jalen Phillips, but he's got those injury issues. Aziz is awesome, except he's not he's not ideal for what the Vikings have done on the edge traditionally. But, of course, you can certainly adapt to your talent. Same thing with Rousseau. 80s, baby. Where would you rank Jordan Love in this draft? I think 15 or I would rank him below Mond and below Mills. So I guess that'd be what? Quarterback 8. Yeah. Like, I like Jordan Love. I wasn't enthralled with him. I was really surprised that the Packers took him in the first round. Eric Mantufel. There's be a hidden under the table deal for an offensive line, right? I wouldn't be shocked if there is a contingency for Orlando Brown Jr. Like, if XYZ happens, then okay, we'll trade for Orlando Brown Jr. Tristan Bailey, where would you consider moving to for retirement? I don't think I'll ever retire because I like the various things that I do. But golden years, I'm definitely getting away from Minnesota winters where I don't know what it was. The winter of 2019, so 2 years ago, that one just kicked my ass, man, where I've lived in Minnesota for 33 plus years, and I don't know, like, the cold never got to me, but 2 years ago it just did. Maybe it's just part of getting old too. But I would choose Vegas. I would choose Texas because both states have no state income tax, as well as dry heat, as opposed to Florida. I guess Arizona can be in that mix too. Yeah. But I really like Texas. I think I'm a Texan at heart. Benjamin Westholm. Whatever happened to 2018 Vikings legend Aldrick Robinson? Felt like an awesome wide receiver 3. That's a good-looking question. I want him back in 2019. I believe he had a cup of coffee with the Panthers. I want him back in 2020. Just like, hey, get rid of that guy who has history and rapport with Kirk Cousins, the guy who has legit deep speed and caught 5 touchdowns in limited work in 2017. Yeah, get rid of that guy. Or 2018. No, 2018. Perp. Work on some current free agents that you want the Vikings to go after. Mitchell Schwartz. Why not? Angling with Evan. Which would you rather have happen? Trade up to 9 for Sewell or trade down to 19 for AVT? Depends on what you get. If you're getting at least a second-round pick for trading down to 19, or if you have to give up more than a future first-round pick to get up to 9, no. But in a vacuum, I'll take Penei Sewell. Penei Sewell is just that guy, man. Kevin Ace. 2022 Vikings draft, 32, Grayson McCall, Dustin Crum, Desmond Ritter is on the board. Who are you taking? Desmond Ritter. Yeah. I haven't done enough work on McCall and Crum. I'm generally aware of them. I know that they have upside, but Desmond Ritter is just that dude, man. Diego Suarez. Would you trade Cook and 2 firsts for Mahomes? Yes. I would trade Dalvin and 4 ones for Mahomes without blinking an eye, and you'd be perfectly fine with it. Griffin Creer. What's up with Rousseau's draft stock? Seems like he's falling. Well, I think part of it is pro days, where Rousseau didn't test out of the gym, and I think a lot of his issues were exacerbated. He is relatively stiff coming off the edge, but also I think it's more guys like Paye and Aziz, and especially Jalen Phillips getting a lot of love, rising up that draft stock. Plus, once Phillips gets his medical checks done, if he's good to go, I think that he potentially could be the first edge rusher off the board. Thor the War. For me, the best case scenario for the draft is one of the top 5 quarterbacks fall to 14. A team like Steelers, Washington, Bears want to go about. Yes, absolutely yes. One of the big 5 quarterbacks gets there, and they're able to leverage that pick, being ahead of the Patriots. Yeesh. Ryan Topper. How do you feel about Kerry Angeline, NC State tight end? I have no opinion. I haven't done any work on them. Let us know where you're watching from. Give a couple shout outs. John Schwartz. Would you trade Daniil Hunter and 90 for number 4 overall? Yes. Yes. Perp. If we manage to get Devontae Smith and Trey Smith, Ben Cleveland in the draft, sign Eric Fisher, could Kirk be an MVP candidate? That would be up there. So Smith and Ben Cleveland would start one of the guard spots. The other one would be up in the air. I mean, yeah, Devontae Smith is that guy. Scott Lean, you okay with Brady Christensen? A different direction on one. If he cleans up a couple technique issues, I think he'd be really good for our offense. I like Christensen. I'm not in love with him. Given the choice, I would rather have a guy like James Hudson in the third. I would rather Deontay Smith even in the third. But yeah, Christensen I think is being slept on. Spartus. Ever since Latavius Murray left, I feel like the Vikings have been missing a good power back. Someone could step in for Cook in short. Well, Latavius wasn't really a power back either. Like he was just tall. Like I think Latavius Murray ran a 4.35 40 or something ridiculous like that back in the day. But yeah, I understand what you're getting at. Like having that change up running back. Well, maybe Latavius just seemed like a power back because he was with Jerick McKinnon, who was underrated too. But yeah, Worm Skull. Trade 14 and a future first to move up. Most likely to forward take Penny Sewell. It's going to take more than that, man. Yeah, team's quarterback hunting. It's going to take a lot more than that. Yeah. A couple shout outs. Mark Sonnenberg, Rhinelander, Wisconsin. Cody Brennauer, Louisville, Kentucky. What up? Managiscus, Austin, Texas. Tejas. Nick Halfman, Skull from Fargo. What's up? Purple Rain, Wausau, Wisconsin. Brandon Gill, Oklahoma. And BVSIC, Tulsa. What up? You guys are the best. Thanks for coming along. Antonio Werner, Northern Minnesota. What's up? Hitman, if Justin Fields is on board at 14, would it be smart to pick him? I would field trade calls. Yeah, I feel like you could get a haul for a team trying to get ahead of the Patriots. Jacob Ward, Landon Dickerson would be awesome to have on the line, but I think he goes to either Pittsburgh or Green Bay. Your thoughts? I think that makes a lot of sense. Potentially Kansas City, since Awesome Blythe is on a one-year deal as well. John Q, what are the odds of Vikings could pull another Pat Elflein move Bradbury to guard while targeting center in the draft? Drake Jackson from Kentucky keeps catching my eye on clips. I do like Drake Jackson. He would be a scheme fit, but I think we should get back to just having size in the middle, man. Like, how about Deontay Brown playing center? Or you go down the road of Dickerson. We could talk about Josh Myers too. Would make some sense. Creed Humphrey, of course. So you could see it, certainly. Ted Shiffin, what are the top three traits you look for in offensive linemen coming into the draft? Production, footwork, hands, scheme fit. Well, 30,000-foot view. Can they do their job? That's what it comes down to. Like scheme fit for me is like 17th, right? It's because you can always adjust your scheme to your talent. Like, what are you going to do? Are you just going to pass up Penny Sewell just because you don't think he's a scheme fit, even though he absolutely is? Kid is an absolute freakish athlete. But I think it always comes down to I value anchor over movement skills. Right? So you look at guys who are not deemed as scheme fits in this draft. You look at Dickerson, you look at Ben Cleveland, you look at Trey Smith. All of them have the size, they have anchor, they're not going to be moved up the spot, one-on-one spots, but they have enough movement skills where they won't be a hindrance, even if you're a wide outside zone team. Whereas if you have guys like the aforementioned Drake Jackson, like, who are some other undersized offensive linemen? You could go Cosme, except, we're talking more interior offensive linemen. All right. So, yeah, Drake Jackson, Josh Myers would be good examples of like undersized, scheme fit guys, but you do have similar concerns of what's been hurting interior offensive line for the Vikings, that they can't stand up in one-on-one spots. You can't get a push. You can't run power. You can't run man. You can't get an inch on fourth and inches, etc. So it sort of varies between interior offensive linemen and tackles. Tackles, you're looking for that sweet footwork, man. Footwork and hand placement just sort of go together. Now, that can be technical refinement, and if you get a really good offensive line coach, which the Vikings do not have, you can really get into the meat and potatoes, where Penny Sewell is an absolute physical freak, except he's not the most refined offensive lineman. I think that either goes to Slater or Darisaw. Maybe Cosme. Yeah. And then you break it down even further between left tackle, right tackle. Where right tackle, you want a little bit more diesel power. That's why a guy like Tevin Jenkins is so intriguing. That's why a guy like Spencer Brown is intriguing. Whereas left tackle, You still want that element of a dancing bear. That's why Darrisaw is there. That's why Sam Cosmi is certainly up there. Same thing with Rashawn Slater. That's a long way of not answering a question, but that's whatever. Purple Vengeance. What do you think they will go after? What team do you think will go after Chase from LSU in the draft? Basically, any team not in a quarterback. I think it starts with the Bengals. I don't think the Dolphins will pass him up. The Lions would be stupid if Jamar Chase is on board and they pass on him. So, yeah, he's going to go quick. I think that he's going to be wide receiver 1. Actually, I think that he will be the first non-quarterback and lineman. Maybe even just the first non-quarterback. Griffin Creer, what do you think about Spencer Brown, tackle from Northern Iowa? Dude is big. You do like the size. He certainly can't coach that. I think that he is going to be pigeonholed as a right tackle in the league, but level of competition is always a question. Of course, the conference opted out for 2020, but I think that he will be an intriguing guy. I would be kind of surprised if he got deep into day 3. Could see him as an early day 3 guy. John Anderson TV, would you trade up to 4 for Justin Fields? No. I would consider it for Trey Lance. I would not trade up for Fields. I would not trade up for Mac Jones. Also, will you ever release merch? Yeah, there's tons of merch out there. Ethan Griffith. Plot twist, met with Trask only to ask questions about Tony. He didn't want to telegraph or move. We were actually thinking of that as like, hey, what's Kyle Pitts like? Jared Lewis. Is there a way the Vikings can package a deal to trade back into the second round to get Wyatt Davis and draft AVT to combine with Ezra? That would be the dream, man. That'd be living the dream. Take AVT at 14 and then maneuver your ass to get Wyatt Davis or Trey Smith or Cleveland or even Dickerson to play guard. Yes. Sam Skull. Rank Aziz, Pay, AVT, Sewell, from bad, okay, good, great. I'll just rank them from guys I would take if they were all on board. So I would go Darrisaw, Slater, Pay, AVT. No, Sewell. Sewell's obviously one. I didn't see Sewell. So Sewell, Darrisaw, Slater, Pay, AVT, Aziz, Barmore, Wyatt Davis, Rousseau. Yeah. Madden, how many picks would it cost for the Vikings trade up to 4? I think it would cost 2 future first-round picks at minimum, given the teams that could be in trying to move up. So I don't know if that juice would be worth the squeeze. Pulford Skull, Vikings trade a late-round pick for Minshew. I'd say, why the hell not? I would take Minshew over Sean Mannion, 6th-round pick one time. Ryan Topper, if the Vikings did trade back and get a second, would you be mad at getting Dickerson and Freiermuth? No, absolutely not. Dickerson's a damn dude. Plus, Freiermuth is really underrated, and he's overshadowed because of Kyle Pitts in this class. But Freiermuth is a phenomenal blocker. He's a great receiver as well. I think the Baby Gronk moniker sticks pretty well. So, yeah, I'd be fine with those two jabronis. Zaragoza 44. Do you think Frazier should let AP run the rock one more time for the rushing record 2012? Yes. I mean, absolutely. Why not? Shiffin, Rondale Moore, Kadarius Toney, and why? I will take Toney because Rondale Moore has some pretty significant injury questions, and we haven't seen really good tape of him since 2018. I mean, when he came back for, well, mainly that Gophers game, I was like, oh, yeah, Rondale Moore is back. But I think Toney is a touch more dynamic. I think he's a touch better return man, and he has fewer health questions. Darius Martin, both really good players, though. And I wouldn't be shocked if both are first-round picks. Edelman to the Vikings on winter deal if he doesn't retire. He's going to retire, though. I would have taken him, though. Stanley Morris, you think Deshaun did? Nah. Chris Danny Hansen, next NFL record to get broken. Probably something to do with passing. Yeah, with 17 games, I mean, a bunch of records going to be broke. The NFL record will never be broken. Probably the all-time rushing record. I think that's pretty safe for Emmitt Smith. It's mainly because the game has changed. It's not so running back focused. Plus, you don't see guys just get that volume of work that Emmitt Smith got, that Walter Payton got. I don't think you'll ever see that. Also, Paul Krause's interception record. So I believe that one is 81. And Ed Reed, who was an all-time great ball hawking safety, only got to 64. I mean, they just don't throw as many interceptions as they did back in the day. Kane Russell. When Zimmer said he thinks his team has set itself up to go BPA in the draft, based on... Yeah, he's absolutely talking about BPA defensive player. Yeah, he is. He's trying to give cover. So once they take J.C. Horn or once they take, I don't know, Jason Away or Kwity Paye or Phillips or whoever. Yeah. Miguel Jaime. Is this year a bust and Vikings clear house in office? If this year is a bust, yes. I think they should. I don't know if they will. Miles, Christian Darrisaw are both Dickerson and Radons for NDSU, Cosme, etc. type of problem. All right, so Darrisaw or Dickerson and Radons or Cosme. I'll take Dickerson and Radons then. Paul Silva, Parks and Rec or The Office. Both are good. I'll take The Office. Rob E. Well, I'll take The Office in terms of rewatchability. I actually think that Parks and Rec is more quotable. That's a controversial take, I know. In the 2020 draft, Rick picked the position we desperately needed, wide receiver, cornerback, left tackle. Why are so many fans worried that Rick won't draft needs in this year? Don't Rick consider... I don't know. We fans just like to complain about things. Ezekiel Lockhart, is a hot dog closer to a sandwich or taco? I would say sandwich because the bun is more bread-like than tortilla. Stanley Morris, if you could, even though it's shaped like a tortilla, if you could only have one pairing of our 2 first offensive line picks, who are you taking? Darrisaw and Trey Smith, Slater, Deontay Brown, AVT, Eichenberg, Jenkins, and Dickerson. I would take Darrisaw, Trey Smith, Jenkins, Dickerson would be a close second. Derek Baker, since the Vikings are on the clock with the BPA available, such as Darrisaw, Slater, or another offensive tackle, it's likely the Vikings trade would include a... No, they're not trading Ezra. They're not trading O'Neal. No. John Anthony. I know Cousins. I know Kirk Cousins, so if you would like something, let me know. How about $40 million? No. Pulford Skull. People forget just because someone is drafted first round doesn't mean they will make it in the NFL, or heck, they may get arrested and never play again for you. A trade for Orlando Brown Jr. I guess Penei Sewell could be Isaiah Wilson. Yeah, no, but trade for Orlando Brown because you know that he's a Pro Bowl left tackle already. So let's get that damn thing done. That's it. That's the Daily Jeromes live stream. Sorry to make this thing really go fast, but we got ish to do.